Welcome back to Indie Films, where we explain films that make us think deeply about life. Today we're talking about The Turin Horse, a movie directed by Béla Tarr. This film shows us a world filled with sadness and hopelessness, where life seems to lose its meaning day by day. We'll break down the film's deep messages, how it connects to the famous philosopher Nietzsche, and what it tells us about being human. The Turin Horse is more than just a movie, it's an experience. It's a slow, quiet film that shows the difficult, repetitive life of a man, his daughter, and their horse. Let's explore the powerful meaning behind the story and what makes it such a haunting movie. The movie starts by referencing a real-life event involving the philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche. In 1889, Nietzsche saw a horse being beaten in the streets of Turin. He rushed to the horse, hugged it, and collapsed, leading to his mental breakdown. While the Turin Horse doesn't tell Nietzsche's story, it imagines what could have happened to that horse, its owner, and their life after that moment. The film follows a farmer and his daughter who live alone in a small, wind-blown house. Their life is hard and monotonous. They fetch water, eat boiled potatoes, and take care of their sick horse. The horse, which once stood for energy and strength, now represents the loss of hope. As time goes on, their world seems to fall apart, almost like the end of everything. One of the things that makes the Turin Horse so unique is its very slow pace. The camera focuses on long, quiet scenes, getting dressed, fetching water, eating, making us feel the heavy, tiring routine of the characters' lives. We really feel their exhaustion and sense that nothing will ever change. Repetition is a key theme in this film. Every day the same things happen. The father struggles to get dressed, the daughter gets water, and they sit in silence eating their meal. This repetition highlights how hopeless and pointless their lives feel. There is no way out of their situation, just the slow journey toward death. The constant wind is another important part of the film. It never stops blowing, and it seems like the world itself is pushing against the characters, making their lives even harder. The wind shows us the harsh, uncaring forces that weigh down on people's lives. The horse in the movie is very symbolic. It used to be strong, but now it's sick, weak, and doesn't even want to move or eat anymore. It mirrors the slow decline of the father and daughter, showing us how their spirits are also fading. The horse can be seen as a symbol of the human spirit breaking down. Just like Nietzsche felt compassion for the suffering horse, this horse shows how people can feel broken when life becomes too much. The horse's refusal to work or live reflects the despair of the characters who are stuck in a life with no hope. In a way, the horse's refusal to go on is like a silent protest against the unfairness of life. It's as if the horse has realized that life is meaningless, and it has given up, just like the father and daughter who keep living, but without any hope for the future. As the movie goes on, the world around the characters seems to fall apart. Their water runs out, their food supply gets smaller, and the days grow darker. It feels like the world itself is shutting down, slowly heading toward an empty, lifeless end. Director Béla Tarr shows us a universe that doesn't care about people. The empty landscape, the endless wind, and the drying well all show that life is coming to an end. There is no big, dramatic moment or sudden realization, just the slow fading of everything, leaving the characters and us to face nothingness. This isn't the end of the world in a dramatic way, but more like the end of meaning. It's as if the universe has abandoned these characters, leaving them alone to face the ultimate emptiness. The reference to Nietzsche at the start of the film is important to understanding its deeper meaning. When Nietzsche hugged the horse in Turin, it marked the start of his own mental breakdown, a collapse of his mind and ideas. The horse, beaten and broken, becomes a symbol of Nietzsche's own struggle with life's meaning. The Turin Horse captures this struggle on a larger scale. The movie shows us a world where both people and animals are crushed by the weight of life. This reflects Nietzsche's philosophy of nihilism, the belief that life has no real purpose or meaning. In this world, there is no God, no salvation, no hope, just the endless wind and the slow decline of everything. In this way, the film is about more than just a man, his daughter, and their horse. It's about the human condition. Béla Tarr wants us to face the emptiness of life and ask ourselves, can we find any meaning in a world that doesn't care? So, what does the Turin Horse tell us in the end? It's a film that strips life down to its most basic parts: routine, survival, and the slow approach of death. Béla Tarr doesn't give us any easy answers. He shows us a cold, empty world where life is just about surviving day by day in the face of a universe that doesn't care. But within all this sadness, there's also a message about human strength. Even as the world falls apart around them, the father and daughter continue their routine even though they know it won't change anything. Maybe the film is telling us that in the face of despair, the only thing we can do is keep moving forward, even if life feels meaningless. The Turin Horse isn't an easy movie to watch. It's slow, quiet, and full of heavy ideas. But for those who are willing to think deeply about it, it offers a powerful message about life, death, and what it means to exist. It makes us ask hard questions. What do we do when the universe gives us no meaning? Do we keep going, or do we give up, like the Turin Horse? Until next time, keep questioning, keep exploring, and keep watching.